Hello guys, we're under construction. We were in charge of Seaport Village redevelopment. My name is Alan and I was in charge of the traffic study.
My name is Alejandro Echeverria. I was in charge of the environmental impact report and the quality report.
My name is Adrian Larios. I was in charge of the geotech report.
My name is Jose Angel Gomez. I was in charge of the hydraulic report and the sewage report.
Hello, my name is Raimundo Escobar, and I was in charge of the construction part.
And we are under construction.
The traffic analysis consisted in two different analyses. One of them analyzed the current traffic conditions by gathering information from the city of San Diego from previous companies that had conducted a traffic count in the area being investigated. The second analysis required making a forecast of the future level of service in the intersections being studied. The three key intersections being analyzed were Pacific Highway and Harbor Drive, Kettner Boulevard, Harbor Drive, and lastly Market Street and Harbor Drive. To determine the existing level of service, the capacity of the lanes was calculated along with the traffic delay, and with those calculations made based on the highway capacity manual and the delay ranges of a level of service was determined for the intersection. Two of the intersections in Pacific Highway and Kettner Boulevard that are run across by Harbor Drive were concluded to have a level of service of C, and Market Street was concluded to have a level of service of D, which is still allowable in a signalized intersection. For the future 2030 forecast of traffic after the redevelopment, it was necessary to follow the ITE common trip generation rates and apply those to the additional trips in the intersections to forecast the level of service. After the whole redevelopment is made, it is expected to have 5,547 daily trips in the area. It was concluded that after the redevelopment by the year 2030, the intersections that run along Pacific Highway and Kettner Boulevard will drop down to a level of service of D. And lastly, Harbor Drive and Market Street will drop down to a level of service of E. It is concluded that there will be most likely mitigation to have done in order to bump up the level of service from E up to a level of service of D.
The environmental impact report will consist in four major sections: the EIR purpose, the permits and government compliance, mitigation, and conclusions and recommendations. The objective of this environmental report is to ensure that this new project doesn't impact in a significant way the existing conditions of the current site. This EIR was prepared for the City of San Diego and the Port of San Diego for the Seaport Village Redevelopment Master Plan pursuant Public Resources Code Section 21081.6, which requires public agencies to adopt such programs to ensure effective implementation of mitigation measures. Permits and government compliance. This section contains a discussion of the applicable laws, ordinances, regulations, and standards that govern biological resources and must be adhered to prior to and during construction of the proposed project. This includes federal, state, and local regulations. Mitigation. There are several impacts that were considered as negative in the site at the moment in which the project will be developed. These impacts were evaluated and separated in sections so they could be mitigated in a proper manner. Conclusion and recommendations. In order to preserve the actual environment without disrupting any areas of the site, proper mitigations will be done during the construction of this project. Proper training and communication will be done throughout the construction time, and safety measures will be a priority for this project.
Preliminary geotechnical report. The project site is 70 acres, 40 acres of land, 30 acres of water. As you can see, this is a picture of Seaport Village. The purpose. The purpose of the investigation was to evaluate subsurface soils and geologic conditions underlying the site and based on conditions encountered to provide the design of the foundation to support the proposed buildings in the area and preliminary recommendation regarding local geophysical considerations. Geologic setting. Seaport Village is surrounded by the San Diego Bay. The runoff potential is very high. The soil type is type D, urban land. The water table is located 90 feet below Earth's surface. The deposits are artificial fill. Liquefaction. Manifestations on the site might include expulsion of sand and water from sand soils, ground cracking and settlement, and lateral movements. Borings. The investigation involved 4 different borings, B1, B2, B3, and B4. They were placed around San Diego Seaport Village. As you can see in the picture, the white dots represent each of the 4 borings. CVT testing. CVT testing was done. The probe penetrated the ground at 2 centimeters per second. The following graphs were gathered by CVT testing. Grading. The area is mostly compacted and ready to be used, causing a low cost to build. Grading has been done, but yet need to be confirmed. Recommended foundation. The foundation need will be deep files of reinforced concrete on bedrock. Foundation relying on driven pile will have groups of pile connected by a pile cap to distribute the loads. The picture is a representation of the foundation that will be used for the hotel.
The hydrology study was conducted to determine the peak discharge for a 10-year event. This assisted us in the recommendation for the sewage pipelines. The study revealed that there would be a significant impact on existing pipelines due to runoff from new development. We made use of the rational method to find the peak discharge, find TC, which is rainfall intensity. We examined the soil water content and surface runoff potential in the project site. We assume everything is equally graded at 1%. The surface runoff will be kept as low as possible by using permeable pavement and soil amendments, such as Class B soil, which is a granular cohesionless similar to sandy loam. The recycled water report revealed that the addition of a new gray water system to the project site would definitely decrease the amount of new water being brought into the building. The gray water system will help supplement water from the landscaping and irrigation, HVAC system, and toilet water. Much of this water will be recycled in the hotel. We hope that this will encourage the idea of using less clean water or use that recycled water generated mainly from the new hotel for purposes such as toilet flushing and irrigation of green areas throughout the area. The gray water recycling system will help reduce wastewater that runs to the sewage. Based on our calculations, piping will be 3 inches in diameter to the main structure, and a 6-inch PVC pipe will be used to connect to the cities of San Diego main sewage line, which is the South Metro Interceptor located in Harbor Drive, at about a 1% grade so water flows with gravity. We estimated 900 people at the site. Each person generated 75 gallons of wastewater. Out of these individuals, each person generated 50 gallons of gray water. That means that 25 gallons per person will go to the sewage piping system. We also estimated sewage flow for the site will be about 14,400 gallons per day.
The construction is set to begin on May 16, 2016 and will finish on April 1, 2019. Some of the activities will be final design, permits, coordination with the City of San Diego, Port of San Diego, and the MTS trolley station, preparation of the site, mobilization, demolition, graving and clearing, cut and fill, compaction, and inspection. The total cost is said to be $20,124,775. Some of the most expensive activities were the demolition, removal of pavement, also the purchase of the different pipes for water and sewer. The construction of Seaport Village area will be in 3 different phases. The first phase will be the demolition of the east part of Seaport Village area. The second phase will be the demolition of the west and south part of Seaport Village area. After demolition, there will be cleaning, excavation, and installation of new pipes. The last part of the construction will be the construction of Pacific Highway and Kennett Boulevard, and at last the expansion of Harbor Drive. Harbor Drive will be left to the end since traffic control will be needed and it will cause a lot of traffic in the area. The final outlook of our construction will be like this picture. It will have 2 new green areas, a new place for a boutique hotel, 3 parking structures, a new place for specialty shops and food areas, and a new place for restaurants. It also includes the expansions that we did to the streets. This will be a great place for visitors to have fun and enjoy. And the best part is that it will create a lot of money for the city.